If you've ever felt forgotten, if you've ever smiled while your heart was breaking, if you've ever looked around and wondered when you stopped being needed, this moment is for you. You see, there are thoughts we carry quietly as we grow older. They don't show up in daily conversations. We don't mention them at the dinner table, but they live inside us, deeply, silently, every single day. And perhaps one of the heaviest is this: I don't want to be a burden. It sounds so gentle. But within those few words lies an ocean of fear. Fear of becoming too much. Fear of asking for help, again. Fear of being met with a sigh instead of a smile. Fear that one day, just our presence will feel like a weight to the people we love the most. So what do? We shrink. We say less. We downplay our pain. We apologize for needing rides, for repeating ourselves, for simply being slower than we used to be. We smile and say, "I'm okay," even when we're not. And we do it not because we're weak, but because we're strong. Because we care. Because we don't want our children or loved ones to carry more than they already do. But here's something the world often forgets. Even the strongest hearts need a place to rest. And maybe this video can be that place. A space to exhale, to feel seen, to feel understood without needing to explain. This isn't advice, this isn't therapy, this is just a quiet moment between you and me. Not loud, not dramatic, just real, just honest. And maybe healing. Because the truth is, you are not alone in this. So let's talk about the fears we hide, the thoughts we silence, the weight we carry behind a brave face. And maybe through this quiet conversation, we'll find something we haven't felt in a while: peace, connection, and a soft reminder that we still matter. As we age, pain changes. It's no longer just about aching knees or forgetting where we left the keys. Some pain becomes quiet, invisible, and one of the most common, yet rarely spoken, is the fear of becoming a burden. This fear doesn't appear overnight. It creeps in slowly. Maybe after we cancel a doctor's appointment because no one can take us. Maybe after we hear, "I'm really busy right now, Mom. Can I call you later?" Maybe after we notice how often we stop ourselves from asking for help, just to avoid that flicker of hesitation in someone's eyes. So we start adjusting. We say it's fine when it isn't. We push through things that are too heavy, too confusing, or too painful. We hide the tremble in our voice. We pretend the loneliness isn't so loud. Why? Because we've spent a lifetime being the strong one, the caregiver, the provider, the glue of the family. And now, the idea of needing someone else, even for the smallest thing, feels like failure. We don't want to be the reason our children feel overwhelmed. We don't want to be the call they avoid. We don't want to be the weight they carry on top of everything else. But here's the truth. That fear doesn't come from weakness. It comes from love. You see, most older adults aren't afraid of death. They're afraid of being a burden before they go. Afraid of living out their last years in guilt, silence, and emotional distance. And it's heartbreaking, because behind every "I'm fine" is someone who wishes they could say, "I'm scared, I'm tired, I miss feeling needed." But society doesn't often give space for that. We celebrate youth, independence, productivity, and quietly push aging into the shadows. So, what happens? People like you, who gave everything, end up feeling like they're asking for too much, just by existing. But you're not. You're not asking for too much. You're asking for the same thing you once gave to everyone else: care, patience, presence. What would it feel like to stop apologizing for being here? to trust that needing help doesn't make you a burden. It makes you human. You're not taking up space. You're holding space for wisdom, for memory, for unconditional love. And sometimes just being here is the most important thing of all. Sometimes the world sends a message, quietly but persistently, that our worth is tied to what we can do, how fast we move, how productive we are, how much we contribute. But as we grow older, those definitions begin to shift. We may not move as quickly. We may not work full-time jobs, raise children, or manage a busy schedule. And yet, we are still here, breathing, feeling, loving. You are not less valuable just because you've slowed down. You are not invisible just because the world moves faster than you do. You are not irrelevant just because your role has changed. You carry something few others have, perspective, wisdom that only comes from lived experience. You've seen the world transform, decade after decade. You've adapted, endured, and overcome. Your hands may tremble now, but they've built homes, held babies, and comforted loved ones. Your voice may be softer, but it holds songs, stories, and truths that shaped your family. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to prove yourself to matter. Your existence is enough. Think about the quiet strength it takes to grow older in a world that glorifies youth. To wake up each morning, even when your body aches and your heart carries old grief. That is resilience. And the love you offer through listening, through presence, through remembering, it matters. It heals. You might not realize it, but your presence in someone's life brings grounding, history, and peace. You are the root beneath the tree, not always seen, but absolutely essential. So when you doubt your worth, when you feel left out or behind, pause for a moment. Look at all that you've lived through, the lives you've touched, the stories only you can tell. You are still here, and that alone is proof. You still matter. Loneliness is one of the most common and most misunderstood experiences of aging. It doesn't always look like sadness. It doesn't always show up as tears or spoken words. Sometimes it looks like sitting quietly at the kitchen table after breakfast with no plans for the rest of the day, or watching the phone stay silent for days, or folding laundry in a house that once echoed with voices. Loneliness doesn't mean you don't love your family. It doesn't mean you're not grateful. It just means that something deeply human is missing. Connection. As we grow older, many of the roles that once gave us a sense of identity begin to fade. The kids are grown, the job is gone, friends may have moved away or passed on. The social circles shrink, and we're left wondering, where do I belong now? This question isn't selfish. It's not dramatic. It's human. Loneliness can make the hours feel longer, the nights feel colder, and even when we're surrounded by people, we might still feel completely alone inside. But here's the truth. Loneliness doesn't have to be permanent. It is a feeling, real, valid, painful, but also something we can gently move through. And sometimes, it begins with something small. A phone call, a walk around the block, a conversation with the cashier at the grocery store, a smile to a neighbor, a letter to a childhood friend. These are not grand gestures, but they are small bridges, ways to reconnect with the world beyond our walls. You don't have to fix everything in one day. You just need to take one small step, then another. And slowly, something shifts. The silence softens, the heaviness lifts, and connection returns, not through noise, but through presence. Because your presence matters to your family, to your community, to the people who cross your path, sometimes without you even realizing it. There's someone out there who would love to hear your voice, someone who would be comforted just by your presence, someone who sees you, if only you let yourself be seen again. You are not alone in your loneliness, and you don't have to stay there forever. Peace. We hear that word a lot, but what does it truly mean, especially as we grow older? For many, peace is no longer found in loud celebrations or busy days. It's not in having more, doing more, or being more. It's found in stillness, in simplicity, in the quiet moments no one else sees. Peace might look like a warm cup of tea in the morning, sipped slowly with the sun rising through the window, or sitting by a favorite tree, listening to the breeze. It might be lighting a candle in the evening, or reading a familiar book for the 10th time. As life changes, peace changes too. What once brought joy may no longer fit. The noise of the outside world may now feel overwhelming, and that's okay. Peace isn't about ignoring pain or pretending everything is perfect. It's about making space for what is and learning to breathe in the middle of it. Maybe your body moves slower now. Maybe you've lost people you love. Maybe there are regrets you still carry. But even so, you are allowed to feel peace again. One way to begin is with small daily rituals. In the morning, before the world rushes in, take 5 slow breaths. Place your hand over your heart. Say to yourself, I'm still here and I still matter. At night, before bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Not big things. Simple ones. The warmth of your blanket, the laughter of a grandchild, the fact that you made it through the day. These tiny practices won't erase life's hardships, but they will anchor you. Remind you that peace isn't found out there. It's something we choose to invite inside. And you don't need permission to rest. You've spent a lifetime giving. Now it's okay to simply be. Peace is not a reward you must earn. It is your birthright. Something you deserve, no matter your age, your past, or your pace. You don't need to be the person you once were. You don't need to carry everything. You can set things down now. You can breathe again. You can be gentle with yourself. Because peace begins when we stop chasing and start accepting. You are not a burden. You never were. And no matter what the world may have made you feel, you never will be. You are a gift, a living, breathing reminder of what it means to endure, to love, to keep showing up even when it's hard, to offer wisdom not written in books, but in years lived, in hands worn, in hearts stretched wide. The truth is, you've already given the world so much. Your value isn't measured by how busy you are or how much you can do on your own. It's measured by who you are and by the quiet ways your presence still ripples through the lives around you. You matter, not because of what you offer, but because of who you are. And if there are days when the loneliness creeps back in, when you feel like no one sees you and the silence feels heavy, come back to this video. Come back to this space. Let it remind you, you are not invisible. You are not alone. You still matter. Let your story continue, even if it's slower now. Even if it looks different, it is still yours, and it is still unfolding with meaning. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, and know this with certainty. You are enough, you are loved, and you are never, ever a burden. Now, a gentle invitation. If this video spoke to your heart, even just a little, please consider subscribing to this channel. Please subscribe. And let this become a place to connect with love and to share emotional burdens, even if only in thought. So you'll always have a place to return to, a quiet corner of the internet that sees you, honors you, and walks beside you. Each week, we'll share messages like this one, stories of strength, moments of peace, and gentle reflections for the road ahead. Because here at No One Ages Alone, we believe growing older should feel like coming home, not being left behind. So stay with us. Come back often. And remember, you are not alone. You are never a burden. You are deeply, deeply loved.